So credits and debits. First off, let's just come up with the definition of the credit versus the debit. So a debit is where you pay money, whereas a credit is where you receive money. So debit is pay, credit is to receive. And that is always true across the board anytime you're dealing with any credit or debit. Now, the more it is you work with these, the more it is you kind of see this, you'll start to just remember that a debit means you pay and a credit means you receive. But until you get to that point, you might want a little trick to help you remember that a debit means you're going to pay and a credit means you're going to receive. So think of if you go return something at a store, and for whatever reason they give you a store credit. That is money you're receiving. So think of that. Or if you have a credit card is where a company extends you a line of credit, where maybe American Express is extending you credit. You are receiving credit. You know, you do something great, you receive credit. So whenever you think of that word credit, most of the time it's related to that word received, that you're receiving something. And especially when we're talking about the accounting system here that we're using on closing disclosures. And these are the same rules that apply for general accounting as well. Now for debit, this is where you're paying money. So with a debit, think of like a debit card. You have a debit card. If you pay for something with a credit card, you were given that money. You were given that line of credit. Whereas when you pay for it with a debit card, you're immediately paying that out of your bank balance. So that's really the whole idea of a debit and a credit.
You are watching
Ask the Instructor. Absorb the knowledge.